So now we have a nice looking form. We need to have it do something. When we click on the button, actually it does do something. It goes to process order tickets, which is a page that doesn't exist. So we have to create it. We'll go into our project here, test here, new PHP file, process order tickets, and there we go. Let's see if it works. Test, processor page or whatever, and reload, and there it is. Okay, so we are here. Now, what did we do on this page? We defined a form that has some input boxes and variables. First name, last name, number of tickets. So these are the variables that we need to pick up over here. Now, normally, you would do it like this. We did a post, right? We did a post. You can look here in your form method post. So that means we need a post. Otherwise, if you put in here get, you would put here get what we did a post. So first name, and let's display it. First name, and see if it works. Jim, enter Jim. Super. That's super, except for it's a big security hole. Because, for instance, if in Explorer, you type in Jim, you see Jim, that's fine. But if you're a hacker and you type in script, alert, or whatever you want to type in here, and it's displayed at any point in your application, then you can access code on the server, which is not a good thing to happen. So we want to protect against that. How programmers did that in the past in PHP was to then use various functions to strip the characters out, etc. But we're working with PHP 5.2, and in PHP 5.2 are some very nice input filters that not too many programmers know about yet. They kind of appeared silently in 5.2 in a minor version and are very useful. Let's use them now. So the way we do this is we, instead of saying what we said there, we say first name equals filter input, input post. Of course, if you were using get, you would say input get. First name, again, this is the name of the variable that's coming over that we defined in the form. And then, for instance, filter, sanitize, and look at all this stuff that we have here. This is wonderful. We can say, for instance, special chars, and what this will do is change any characters, any greater than less than characters that were input. Let's see how that works. So let's go back to the Internet Explorer and type in our script, alert, I'm a hacker, script, sync, and it just displays it because if we look in, where is this here? Page, use source, it simply, oh, you can't see it here, one sec. It simply shows or converts them into the benign characters that won't harm your server, which is a very good thing. So let's go back here. What I like to use, though, instead of filter, sanitize, special chars, in this case, sanitize is simply string, which will sanitize string, which will simply remove all of those characters so that you don't have them floating around in your application. For instance, here, you know, if you were programming this form in an application, you would probably at this point save the first name into a database, and you don't want to, if somebody types that in, you don't want that to save that in a database because at some point you might display it and then you would have the same problem, right? So it's good to just take them all out right at the beginning. Let's see what happens here if we go back and type in John or type in script, alert. We'll do this in Firefox this time. Script, It simply takes out those tags. So that means if in our application, if somebody types in Jim the grade, then they're simply Jim for our application, which is fine with me. We have a lot to do, so let's get going here. We need to also bring in the last name exactly, which is the same thing here. Last name, last name, and it's the same thing, filter, sanitize, string. And also the number of tickets equals filter input, and input post was fine. Number of tickets is fine. And filter validate. Now this is a good one. Validate as integer. Notice also you have email there. That's very nice. Also URL, which is very nice. IP you might use too. We'll use integer here. Now what this does real quick, if the user doesn't type in a Jim Smith, if he, for a number of tickets, types in, for instance, we have to display it here, echo number of tickets, for it to do anything. If he types in 12, well then it displays 12. If he types in 2, it just takes it out because that's not an integer. And the interesting thing is, as we'll use later, number of tickets in this case, if he typed in a non-integer, is false. And that's how you validate it. So these filters, input filters, do a lot for you. Let me show you how they work here. Actually, we'll do validation in the next film. Right now, what we want to do is complete this loop of filling in a form and getting a message back. So let's define a message. Let's say that everything is fine. Thank you. First name. Space. Last name. For your order of number of tickets. Thank you. Now, what are we going to do with this? We're going to put it in the session so that we have it when we go back, because we're about to go back to the form that we came from. Let's just call it message. And the session message equals message. That's fine. If we're going to use the session on the first line, we have to say session start. Otherwise, we can't use it. But that's easy enough. And now we want to go back to the form. Go back to form. Get the calling page equals, this is a server variable, HTTP referrer where the came from. Very nice feature. And let's just send ourselves back here. Location, calling page. Okay, let's see if it works. So where were we? Here's our form. Jim Smith wants 12 tickets. Order the tickets. Okay, well, it put this text here, thank you, into calling page, put it into the session, and went back here, and now we have to do something with it. So where are we going to do something with it? Let's put it at the top of our form right here, so it looks very nice. So let's say display nice form begin. We'll put it right after that. Let's put this in another function again. It's a nice thing about functions. You can just keep making them and putting functionality in little capsules and keeps your code nice and tidy and easy to read. And the nice thing about Eclipse too is, let's say, we have display nice form begin. We want to go there. Just click on it somewhere and press F3 and you're there. Very nice. Very easy to hop around. We haven't made this one yet, so we have to hop down and make it. So function display message, and we're going to display the message here. So let's do this here. And so first we want to get, let's say get and delete the message from processing page. Okay, message equals session, and it was called message. It's fine. And we want to also delete it so that on the second time that we reload the page, it's not hanging around. Session message, so that it just shows once, like in an application. We'll just empty it here. Okay, now we're going to build this message. So basically we're putting it in here. We already have a table going here. Let's hop down there. We have a table started here, and then in the display rows we do a TRTD. So that's the same thing we have to do here. Display message is start with the TRTDs. Of course, we will only do anything if there's anything in the message. So let's check it. Message. If string length of message is greater than 0, then do something. If not, don't do anything. So we're going to need a TR, and where there's a TR, there's an end TR. And then we need a TD, and it's going to have to be column span 2 because it's going to have to span over 2 columns. The way you do it here. We'll close it up. What do we want to put inside? Well, let's just put the message for now, like that. Let's see if that works. Jim Thompson, 12 tickets. No, something went wrong. So let's debug this a little bit. Oops. Echo, what is message at this point? Oh, this is this here. So, what is message at this point? Okay, what's wrong with this? No, a semicolon. What is message at this point? Let's see. Nothing. Okay, that's a problem. So probably in our process order tickets, we're not setting this correctly. Session message. Oh, wait. I know we have a session start here, but we don't have a session start. Session start. There we go. So we can take out our little debugging stuff and try it again. So, yeah, and there it is. Let's do it again. Bob Thompson and number of tickets 2. And there it says, thank you, Bob Thompson. Super. If we do a reload, it goes away, which is great. The only thing I don't like about that is it's not really formatted nicely. Let's take a little time and format it. So we can just say in here, style, and then what should we take here? Background color, lemon chiffon, border, 1 pixel dashed orange, and let's see, a little padding, 3 pixels ought to do. Font size, it was way too big. Let's put it on a text align, let's put it in the middle. And font family, it was way too boring. Let's give it a Verdanus. So let's see what it looks like now. Of course it disappeared, so we have to do it again. Jim Smith wants 2 tickets. Very nice. So as long as we're doing design here, there's one thing I don't like about this number of tickets. It's way too long for a number. We can do better than that. Let's see here, number of tickets, In this little thing here, let's also give it a style. And let's say, for instance, width equals 50 and text align, not center like the other one, but right. So that should look a little better. So now when we type it in, Jim Smith once, and it's on the right side like an integer should be, 4, enter. Super. And we should always check it in Explorer. Jim Smith 3. Everything looks the same in Explorer, which is very nice. So we now have a functioning form with a functioning process form page, a functioning message that we send from the process form page back to the form. And now we can extend this form with some fancy validation. For instance, if they didn't type in tickets, well, we need to go back to the form and ask them to type in the tickets. We'll do that in the next film.